Seoul's unusual scene occurred in front of one of the leading hospitals in Seoul this morning. Hundreds, perhaps even thousands of BTS fans, known as the Army, filled the area around the hospital building, waiting with hope and anxiety. What exactly happened? Why do they so faithfully stand for hours without caring about time and weather? News of the health condition of V, one of BTS's most beloved members, has rocked the entertainment world in recent days. However, no one expected that this incident would attract so much attention that it triggered a mass wave in front of the hospital. Some people even came from out of town, carrying banners, flowers, and letters full of hope. One big question arises: is V's condition okay? Since the news of V's admission to the hospital spread, wild speculation immediately filled social media. Some claim that his condition is more serious than reported, while others suspect this has something to do with the tremendous pressure he faces as a global superstar. However, Big Hit Entertainment's agency remained mum, giving only a brief statement that V was receiving medical treatment without going into details of his condition. Are they hiding something? The view at the location is truly incredible. Some fans were seen crying, while others held hands and prayed together. They not only want to make sure that V is okay, but also hope to catch a glimpse of his idol when he gets out of the hospital. An army soldier who had been waiting since the early hours of the morning said, "We just want to see him come out safely. We wanted to make sure he was okay with his own eyes." However, the atmosphere got even hotter when rumors circulated that V might be going out the back door to avoid the crowd. This sparked tension among fans who had been waiting for hours. Some even attempted to peer inside the hospital, looking for signs of V's presence. Will V really walk out the main door and greet his fans? Or are these just empty hopes that will lead them to disappointment? Amidst the sea of speculation, one big question continues to resonate: why did Big Hit Entertainment remain silent? Why didn't they provide clarity earlier on V's condition? In the world of Korean entertainment industry, idols' health information is often tightly closed in order to maintain privacy and avoid panic. However, with such a large number of fans and full of emotions, the lack of information only made things worse. Some fans even began to associate this incident with previous incidents in which several BTS members also experienced health problems due to the pressure of a busy schedule. Is this a sign that the members are too tired? Is this a danger alarm for a K-pop industry that often demands too much from its idols? When the time showed at 1400 hours Korea Standard Time, the atmosphere in front of the hospital increasingly tense. Fans began to grip their phones tighter, preparing to record the long-awaited moment. Then, suddenly, a hospital staff member was seen gesturing to some people inside, and the next second, the main door of the hospital opened slowly and a long-awaited figure finally appeared. V, with a mask covering his face, stepped out under tight escort. Cheers and cries immediately broke out, filling the air with a mixture of emotions that were difficult to explain. However, there is something awkward. V seemed to walk a little slowly, as if he still felt uncomfortable. His usually bright eyes look a little melancholy, and although he tries to smile under his mask, the fans know that something is not right. The biggest question finally came to everyone's mind: whether V's condition had really improved, or had he come out early just to calm his fans. Speculation grew even crazier after some fans claimed to see V's hand tremble slightly as he waved. Some even suspect that he was forced to quit due to great pressure from the media and his own fans. If so, is this a wise move? Does this just show how much of a burden an idol has to bear, even while recovering? Amid the excitement of seeing V discharged from hospital, there was also a heated debate on social media. Some fans felt that the presence of hundreds of people in front of the hospital was a form of love and support, but others argued that this could actually endanger the health of V and other patients at the hospital. Is it true that such a great love can turn into tremendous pressure? Does ARMY, known as a compassionate fandom, have to start considering limits in showing their support? A number of netizens also highlighted how this phenomenon reflects how much influence BTS has in the lives of their fans. Not a few say that this incident confirms once again that BTS is not just a music group, but a global phenomenon that is able to move the emotions of millions of people around the world. After V left the hospital, there were still many unanswered question marks. What is his condition exactly? Will he soon return to his usual activities? Or will it take longer to recover? And more importantly, will this incident change the way the Korean entertainment industry treats their idols? Will this be a turning point for the mental and physical health of K-pop stars who have often been neglected? To be clear, one thing is undeniable. btsjk is not just an idol. He was so loved that hundreds of people stood in front of the hospital just to make sure he was okay. And it's a phenomenon that will probably never be repeated in the history of the entertainment world. After so many days of mystery and worry, finally, the most anticipated moment arrives. V, one of BTS' most beloved members, finally appeared in front of his fans after undergoing treatment in the hospital. This event was not just an ordinary meeting, but an emotional event that thrilled the hearts of hundreds of soldiers who had been waiting since early morning. As V exited the hospital's main door, hundreds of fans who had been holding their breath finally burst into cheers. Haru's cries were heard everywhere. Several soldiers immediately knelt down, cried, and hugged each other. In fact, some fans looked speechless, just staring at their idols with tears streaming down their throats. However, behind such enthusiasm, the atmosphere remains tense. All eyes were on V, who, despite being discharged from the hospital, still looked a little weak. His pace is not as fast as usual, and every now and then he has to catch his breath before waving to his fans. When everyone thought he was going straight to the car waiting for him, V did something surprising. Instead of leaving immediately, he paused for a moment, took off his mask slowly, then raised the small microphone held by his manager. With just that one sentence, the crying broke out even more. The fans couldn't help feeling the excitement. V, who has just been discharged from the hospital, worries about them first. Some of the fans who were in the front row covered their mouths with their hands, as if not believing that their idols were really speaking directly to them. V smiled slightly, although it was clear that he was still trying to adjust to his condition. "I'm fine now. Don't worry too much," she said in a soft voice, but clear enough for her fans to hear. However, his words actually made some soldiers cry even more. One of the fans even shouted, "Don't force yourself. We just want you to be healthy." Hearing that, V nodded slowly, then said, "I promise I will take care of my health. But seeing all of you here, I feel so much better. Thank you for coming and waiting for me." As V spoke, some fans who had been waiting for hours began to feel a complicated mix of emotions. On the one hand, they are happy to see their idol in good condition. However, on the other hand, many of them feel guilty. "Seeing him come out like this, I thought, are we forcing him too much?" Said a fan who came from Busan. Several other soldiers also began to discuss on social media, questioning whether their presence in front of the hospital really provided support or added pressure to V. However, V seems to understand their feelings. Before getting into his car, he looked back at the crowd, smiled, and waved. "I know you all care about me. That's what makes me strong. So, don't feel guilty. You are the reason I keep going." It was an affirmation that the presence of the fans really meant a lot to him. V never felt disturbed by their presence. Instead, he felt surrounded by so much love. Just when everyone thought this meeting would end there, V doing something that stunned everyone. Before getting into his car, he bowed his head deeply, paying tribute to the fans who had been waiting for him.